Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Parkside Cabin Rentals, and trust me, we are blessed here in East Tennessee. Well, you know this, to have the Smoky Mountains right at our backyard. When you want to take advantage of the Smokies, just hit the road to Sevier County, and there you will have dozens of getaway spots provided by Parkside Cabin Rentals. There's a cabin to meet your every need. If you want to go up there with 2 people, they got them. If you want to go up there with 20 people and you're having a business meeting and everybody's been vaccinated, they've got those as well. They can take care of you any way you need it. And whenever you rent a cabin from Parkside Cabin Rentals, you're going to get free parking in downtown Gatlinburg as well. ParksideCabinRentals.com is where you can find out more. Best place to stay in the Smoky Mountains. All right. UT Athletic Director Danny White spoke with Brent Hubbs of VolQuest this past week, and he made several statements that stood out to me. This is a guy who had a reputation for being forward-thinking, very marketing and branding based when he was at UCF. He made some comments that I thought lived up to that reputation in terms of what he sees. He saw UT in some ways that I didn't see them, and I thought it was interesting, so I wanted to read a couple of his quotes. Bear with me, they're long. First of all, he said, "What I have learned since being here is that we, Tennessee, have always been progressive. We were the first football program in the SEC to play black players in prominent ways and have success on the field. We were one of the first flagship public universities to build a national brand, and we did it with this bold orange color. We were the first to make women's basketball cool. We were the first to have hallmark facilities in the conference. We need to get back to being innovative. At Central Florida, we had very little tradition. We were one of the youngest athletic departments in the country, and the stadium was about half the size, but we sold it out because we made the experience so much different than a man cave or watching in a sports bar," he said in another answer. "It was fun, it was a party, it was an electric atmosphere. What are we doing that's innovative and new, that's surprising for our fans, student athletes, recruits, and evolving all the time? It should never be something that stays the same." People have thrown out one of the examples he did at Central Florida to get people to come. They did concerts outside some of the games, outside the stadium. He was always looking for ways to improve the game day experience. And I think that's where we can start with the talk of innovation and being a leader. First of all, I hadn't really thought about it, but he was right on all those issues. Tennessee was kind of at the forefront. I remember when Tennessee, the stadium and the arena were like bigger than anyone else. Now the SEC has caught up. I remember when, you were the ones, it was Tennessee and Notre Dame that was recruiting nationally. You'd go get guys from California and say, wow, right, I'm coming all the way here. Now lots of people do that. But in terms of what he said there, did you like what you hear? Did you dislike what you saw? Did something stand out to you as good, bad? Where are you?
Well, just jumping out first, I don't know how innovative you're going to be coming out of COVID. I mean, the first thing I'm thinking about doing is being able to have fans in the stands safely. And then you talk about being innovative. How about being innovative with some facility upgrades? I also think about that. I mean, I like what he says, John, but I think it's easier to talk that when you're doing a brand new instead of somewhere that has the tradition and everything else that Tennessee has. I think there's a lot of other things. How are you going to be innovative? I'd like to see how he plans on doing that.
Well, I mean, part of his answers that we didn't have time for were the fact that we got to figure that out. He goes brainstorming with the other guys over there, and it's like, what do we do that's unique to Tennessee? And also, how do we take the current things that work and make them even better? Right. Bob, you raised your hand.
I don't think, I like the talk. I think it's great. We're going to be innovative. I'd like to see what the ideas are. It's going to be interesting where it comes down. For a fan like me, it makes no difference. I'm going to the football game to watch a football game. I don't care about any of the other stuff around the football game. Okay, don't like to stand in long lines, and I hated it for about the 6 years that this bench seat that we sat on was like this, and it made it uncomfortable, and they finally fixed it. But for a fan like me, but he's not talking to me.
Exactly.
He's talking to my kids. He wants to get them back in the stadium.
Students.
But as far as I'm concerned, yes, like to talk, but it'll make no difference. Win football game.
And new donors. That's who he's looking at. Yeah. I mean, he needs people who go to UT that graduate now who will be giving their money for the next 40 years, as opposed to people like us who he's looking at going, he'll be dead in a week. They need long-term checks, and I think it's trying to appeal to a younger audience. The trick is appealing to a younger audience without turning off the older audience. We'll get into that a little more in the next segment. Vince, what did you think about what he said there about
Well,
innovation and anything else stand out?
I definitely like it. I think they need, and Chuck alluded to a little bit, the facility upgrades. You need, the fan experience can be enhanced with technology and innovation, but some of it is just some of the fundamentals in the space and the Wi-Fi and a lot of the parts of the Neyland Stadium that need enhancing, and it's beyond just football. It's a lot of things, but I think you need to take care of some of those basic things for the fan experience, but there are some things you can do that I think will resonate. It's not just about going to the games like Bob, because that's what I'm supposed to do as a Tennessee fan, and you just kind of suck it up if things aren't great. It's about it being a great experience that resonates, it's memorable, so you do become a donor down the road, and you do stick to be a fan base, and you have more of the loyalty. So again, I want to know what it is, but I do like that he's thinking that way.
And that's one of the things he talked about was how do you make it more exciting? How do you compete with the fact that people are now used to watching in their television thanks to COVID?
Right.
I got used to, I can watch 10 games at home.
Right.
I can go watch with my buddies at a sports bar.
Or even just
How
having the
can I-
Wi-Fi access.
How do I get people in here rather than cheaper stay at home?
And I tell you what, guys, I think we're all kind of in the same boat. You can have all the innovation you want. If you lose to Alabama 52-10, I have not had a good time.
Bob, you were going to say?
Just real quick, to Vince's point, see, those are things when I go to a ball game, I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
I want to watch a ball game. That's the reason I'm here. I'm wanting to watch the ball game. So to me, all that stuff is lost on me. But once again, he doesn't care about me.
Yeah, you're not the
He's going to
target
have me
audience.
until I'm too
Hey,
old to walk up that
but
ramp. To
I'm still trying to adjust to all the TV timeouts.
Because when you
Yeah,
were
when
in
I-
school, there was no television. When we come back, let's talk more about Tennessee has made some innovative attempts here in recent years, and the fan base said nope. I just wonder at UCF, and he alluded to it, younger school, not as traditional. Can you be innovative at a place that has so much tradition? We'll discuss that. Come on back on the Sports World.